Did you know that one quiet meal changed the world forever? In the ancient city of Jerusalem, under a darkening sky, a group of friends gathered for what seemed like a simple dinner. But this was no ordinary night. It was the eve of a great storm, a moment wrapped in shadows and secrets. Picture this. The year is around 30 AD. The streets of Jerusalem buzz with the energy of Passover, a time when people remember their escape from slavery long ago. Crowds fill the city, singing songs and sharing stories. But up a narrow staircase, in a large upper room, something different unfolds. The air is thick with the smell of fresh bread and roasted lamb. Flickering oil lamps cast long shadows on the walls. Outside, the sun dips low, turning the sky a deep orange. Night falls slowly, like a curtain closing on an old world. Here, Jesus sits with his 12 closest followers. They recline on cushions around a low table, as was the custom. These men have walked dusty roads together, seen wonders, and shared dreams. But tonight, a strange quiet hangs over them. Jesus knows things they do not. He senses the end drawing near. This meal, this Last Supper, holds a mystery that will echo through time. As they settle in, Jesus does something unexpected. He rises, takes off his outer robe, and wraps a towel around his waist. He pours water into a basin and begins to wash their feet. One by one, he kneels before them, cleaning the dirt from their journeys. This act, so humble, speaks without words. It shows love in its purest form. A leader serving like a servant. The room grows still. Wonder fills the air. Why would he do this now? On this night, the meal begins. They dip bread into shared dishes, following the Passover tradition. But Jesus adds layers of meaning. He takes a loaf of bread, gives thanks, and breaks it. He passes the pieces around. This bread, he says in his way, stands for his body, soon to be broken. The disciples look at each other, puzzled. A shadow crosses their faces. What does he mean? The mystery deepens. Then, he lifts a cup of wine. Again, he gives thanks. This wine, he implies, is like his blood, poured out for many. A new promise, a new bond. The room feels heavier now. The lamps flicker as if sensing the weight of his words. Outside, the city noises fade. The simple act turns a meal into a symbol. It points to sacrifice, to forgiveness, to something bigger than themselves. But darkness creeps in. Jesus reveals a secret. One among them will betray him. The disciples stir eyes wide. Who could it be? They search each other's faces in the dim light. Suspicion whispers through the room like a chill wind. Judas, sitting there, knows the truth. He has already made his choice. Coins heavy in his pocket. Yet no one points fingers. The mystery hangs, unsolved, in that moment. How could friendship turn to treason so quietly? Jesus speaks of love. He urges them to care for one another as he has cared for them. His voice is steady, but his eyes hold sorrow. He knows the pain ahead. Arrest, trial, death. But he also sees beyond, to hope and new life. The disciples listen, hearts stirred. Wonder mixes with fear. What is coming? The night feels alive with unseen forces. As the meal ends, they sing a hymn together. Voices rise softly in the upper room. Then, they step out into the cool night air. The streets are quieter now. Stars dot the sky like distant promises. They head toward a garden called Gethsemane, where more shadows wait. But in that room, something eternal was born. Why was this supper so important? It marked the start of a farewell. Jesus was preparing his friends for a world without him. He turned bread and wine into reminders of his love and sacrifice. Churches around the world still share this meal today, calling it communion or the Eucharist. It binds people across time, a thread of mystery and faith. Think of the wonder. In one evening, ordinary food became sacred. A betrayer's kiss loomed, yet love shone brighter. This night bridged the old ways and the new. Passover's freedom from chains became freedom from deeper burdens. Sin, death, separation. Jesus offered a way through. The city slept unaware. Guards patrolled the walls. Merchants closed their shops. But in that upper room, history shifted. A man from Nazareth, a carpenter's son, laid the foundation for billions to follow. His simple action spoke of a kingdom not of sorts, but of heart. Mystery wrapped this meal like a veil. Why choose bread and wine? Why wash feet in silence? Why hint at betrayal without stopping it? These questions pull us in, make us ponder. The night held secrets that unfolded slowly, like dawn breaking. Imagine the disciples' faces in the lamplight. confusion, loyalty. They did not grasp it all then, but later they would remember this supper was a turning point. It showed vulnerability in power, service, and leadership. It whispered of a love that endures betrayal and pain. Time has not dimmed its power. People still gather in quiet rooms, breaking bread, sipping wine. They feel the echo of that ancient night. Wonder stirs anew. How could one meal hold so much? The place was humble, an upper room in a bustling city. The time was twilight, on the edge of tragedy. Yet from there, light spread, faith grew, stories traveled across seas and centuries. In simple acts, great truths hide. This Last Supper invites us to look closer, to see the mystery in the everyday. Bread broken, wine shed, feet washed, symbols of a deeper story. As the night deepened, Jesus led them out. The air was crisp, olive trees rustled in the distance, but the supper lingered in their minds, a promise sealed in quiet moments. Did you feel the wonder? A single evening, heavy with meaning. It challenges us still, to serve, to love, to remember. And in the end, this meal whispers a truth. Even in darkness, hope breaks through like morning light. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more awesome videos.